And if you think the best part about this wireless car video signal transmitter is the fact that you don't have any cables to run from the front to the rear of the car, then yes, you're right, that's definitely one huge advantage when using this device. But the best part about it is the performance that this wireless video signal transmitter delivers. The connection speed from the time you engage reverse gear is fast, as I'll show you. So as you can see, that was approximately 1.5 seconds. That's pretty quick, especially if you're comparing it to a car Wi-Fi camera that connects to your smartphone. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hello and welcome to my channel, and I hope you like today's video. If you like smart home and automotive technology content, then hit that subscribe button, because that's what you're going to see on this channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing and installing this Hippcron car wireless video signal transmitter and receiver. While its main application of use is for cars, it could of course also be used for other things as well. So what this is a wireless video signal transmitter, and you can plug a 12-volt car reversing camera, such as this one here, into the transmitter, and then wirelessly transmit the video signal from the camera, which you mount at the back of the car, to the receiver, which you mount at the front of the car. And this eliminates the time-consuming job of having to run a video cable the full length of the car. A lot of you would have already seen the Wi-Fi reversing cameras, such as this one here, that have been available online for the last few years now. And the way they work is they transmit the image from the camera to your smartphone over Wi-Fi. They work well, but a common complaint you hear about them is the slow connection speed, which can make them frustrating to use as a reversing camera at times. Well, that's not a problem with this video signal transmitter, because it doesn't display the image from the camera in an app on your phone, so therefore the slow response time for the camera to connect to the app on your phone over a Wi-Fi connection is no longer a problem. With this wireless video signal transmitter device, all you need to do is connect the wireless receiver to an external monitor, or just use the video input of your CarPlay or Android Auto unit. I have used these wireless video transmitters before, and they are awesome and work incredibly well, with connection speeds from the time you engage reverse gear being virtually instant, as you are going to see for yourself in this video. If you're looking for a wireless reversing camera solution, then this is what I would recommend. This is so easy to install as well. All you need to do is power up the transmitter from the reversing switch of the car, and the receiver you just connect to the ignition, so it powers up only when the ignition is on, as you don't want it permanently powered up, unless you're using it for a different application of course. And yes, no video cables are needed to be run, as because it's Wi-Fi, it just operates on the 2.4 GHz frequency band. This device also supports color video as well. It has a maximum distance range of approximately 30 meters. It supports PAL, NTSC and CVBS cameras. Camera connection is simple, as it works with all RCA composite video connections. And as far as the power supply goes, it can be powered up from 9 volts to 14 volts. And as far as powering up the camera, you just plug the camera into here and the transmitter powers it up for you. If you don't have an external monitor or CarPlay or Android Auto in your car, then the supplier can supply an optional external monitor with it for you. It can also be supplied with an optional reversing camera as well, if you don't have one of those. The device is unbelievably cheap. It only cost me $10, including the shipping, which is a great price for a wireless device that works as well as it does. Okay, so what am I going to be using this for? Well, if you follow this channel, you may remember a few months ago I installed an Android Auto unit into this customer's Maserati. And at the time I said, now the customer has an Android Auto unit, he's probably going to want a reversing camera installed as well. And as it turns out, that's exactly what has happened. He now wants a reversing camera installed to this car that can be used with his Android Auto unit. So today I'm going to be installing this device to this Maserati Gran Turismo. And as you can see, this car does not have a reversing camera at all. So I'm going to be installing this one, which attaches to the rear license plate. And I'm once again going to have to get creative with this installation, as the customer has this plastic frame around the number plate to give it a cleaner look, and he wants to keep that in use, which is great, apart from the problem that the camera won't fit with that plastic frame on it. So I'm going to have to try and modify this frame by cutting this piece here out, and it's a thin plastic, so I'm not looking forward to that part of the job at all. So wish me luck with that, because I think I'm going to need it. This camera is from a company called Rhythm Electronics. They focus a lot on automotive products. This one is black in color, as you can see, but you can also get a chrome version as well. It is a HD camera, but the resolution is not advertised, so I'm unsure if it's 1080p or not, but we will find that out later on. As I said before, it attaches to the license plate, and it's 250 millimeters in length. Now, while it may look like it to you that this camera angle is adjustable, it actually isn't. You cannot adjust this camera from this angle at all. It's permanently fixed in place. The camera lens angle is rated at 170 degrees, and it's also rated at IP68, so of course it's waterproof. It supports night vision as well, but I won't be testing that out in this video, as today's video is about the wireless video signal transmitter. And lastly, this camera cost $25, and the shipping was free. So what I'm going to do is mount this wireless video transmitter inside the boot lid under this panel here. Then I just need to mount the camera onto the license plate here, and then to power it up I'll be connecting that to the reversing light, which is just here on this car, which is great because it's also built into the trunk lid on this car, so that means no power wires are needed to be run along the trunk hinges, which is good because over long term they eventually break anyway. And of course it's wireless, so no video cables are needed at all. Okay, so now I'm going to get the installation started here at the rear of the car before making my way to the front of the car to install the wireless receiver. Okay, so the first step was to cut out a piece of the license plate frame to make the camera fit. And as you can see, that has been quite successfully accomplished. In fact, it came out a lot better than I expected, and the plastic did not crack or break on me at all. So I was quite happy about that. So now the camera fits inside the frame perfectly, as you can see. And for those of you wondering how did I do that, I just used a safety edge razor blade and cut along the outline with 2 deep cuts. Then with a bit of gentle bending, the piece just snapped off for me. I then used a file to shape it evenly and smooth. I'm always amazed by the number of you guys that message me with your nice comments about my installation videos, telling me you liked how I installed something. Thank you so much for that, guys. I really appreciate those nice comments. Okay, so now it's time to fit the camera to the license plate and mount it back to the car. Okay guys, and just before I install the license plate back onto the car, just showing you the installation. Now I fitted it to the actual plate itself. I managed to find some kind of smooth, faceless machine screws. I have no idea where I got these from, but they're really, really nice looking, and they did the job perfectly. And of course they're black as well, so that makes it look even better. I didn't want to use silver screws because it would stick out too much. And on the back it's just screwed on, so it's just attached using nylock nuts as well, little black nylock nuts on the back. Of course it's going to space the number plate out a little tiny bit, but not really that much. And another thing to make note of is, because of the shape of the number plate itself, it actually leaves the camera facing downwards a little bit, which is a really good thing because that's what I wanted anyway. So yeah, now it's time to mount it back to the car. Okay guys, and the license plate is all mounted back to the car. So the camera's all been installed. As far as the wires go for the camera, I've basically just filed a very thin hole on the inside of the boot release button, so you can't see anything, and just run the wires up behind that. The only thing I'm not happy about is you can still see this part of the exposed wire, which unfortunately there's nothing you can do about, but I thought I can try and find some white tape and just put that over it just so it doesn't stand out as much as it does at the moment. I mean, when you come back like that away from the car, you can't really see it anyway, but I'm just not happy with that. It's got to be perfect, so I'm going to have to do something about that. And if I open up the boot, I've got the wireless transmitter connected. So you just plug there's your camera that's plugged in there. This is your video wire coming from the camera. So now what I need to do is just get these other 2 wires, where are they? And put this one to the reversing light, and then the other one just to ground. So the reversing light is just sitting up there, so I'm going to do that now, and then put the car back together at the rear, and then I'm going to go back to the front of the car and install the receiver behind the Android Auto unit. And the wireless transmitter is now connected. It's really easy to do on this Maserati. Just put the red wire of the transmitter to the pink wire of the reversing plug connector, and the black wire to the black wire of the connector. Just plug it back in again, like that. And now there's a little light on the transmitter here as well. It's getting a bit dark, so I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but when you put the car into reverse, that light will come on, which tells us that the camera and the transmitter are powered up. So let's put it into reverse and see what happens. Okay, and as you can hear, the car is now in reverse. The blue light on the transmitter is on, so that means it's powered up, and the camera's powered up as well. So the rear of the car is finished, so I'm going to put that back together, and then it's off to the front of the car to install the receiver behind the Android Auto unit. Okay guys, and just before I make my way to the front of the car, I'm just going to show you how I've actually mounted this. So I've just put some Velcro onto the back of it, and I'm just going to mount it right there on the inside of the boot lid, like that. And that's not going to go nowhere. That's really strong Velcro. Okay guys, welcome to the front of the car and the back of the Android Auto unit. So now I've just got to wire up this receiver. As I said before, there's just two wires. Red goes to ignition and black goes to ground. And the easiest place to find those wires is on the main loom of the Android Auto unit itself. So I'm going to wire that up now, and then the installation is pretty much complete. Okay guys, and the receiver is now wired up. So it's just those two wires, and then you just plug the video cable into the input of the Android Auto unit. And just like the transmitter at the back of the car, we can also test the receiver as well. Turn the ignition on now. And the little red light comes on the receiver, and it's a blue light on the transmitter. So everything's powered up and working. There is one more thing I am a little bit concerned about though, and that is this part here of the car, how it kind of points down like that. Because the camera is recessed back quite a bit from this edge of the boot lid, I'm going to guess that this point is going to show up in the camera. Just depends on how bad it is. If I have to move the camera or not, because if I do have to move the camera, then that means we're going to have to mount the camera down at the bottom, and that's not going to look great. So I don't want to do that. So yeah, what we'll do now is we'll test it out and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the ignition. Android Auto unit will turn on now. Yep. Okay, now I'm going to engage reverse gear. As you can see, the connection speed is pretty quick. Okay, so we have a camera image on the screen, and as I expected, the point of the boot lid, which is that bit there, is actually showing up on camera. Nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it might be down to here or something, which would not have been acceptable. So I have to check with the customer on that to see if he wants to leave it like that, or he wants me to move the camera down to the bottom. So I'll go and ring the customer now and ask him what he wants me to do, and then the only other thing left to do is to mount the receiver. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay guys, I have contacted the customer and he is happy with the displayed image from the camera. So he wants the camera just left as it is. He said mounting the camera at the bottom of the license plate is going to look awful, and I totally agree with him. It's annoying though, because if the camera angle was adjustable, this problem would be so easy to solve by simply just tilting it downwards a little bit. But as I said before, the camera is fixed to that position, so that's not an option. Anyway, in regards to the wireless receiver and how I've mounted it, I've just done it the same way as I did with the transmitter, just using a Velcro strip, as you can see there. And I decided to just put that up here in the center, like that. And that keeps it out of the way of all the wiring and stuff from the Android Auto unit. Okay guys, and that brings us to the end of another video. So I'm just going to do one more test to finish off the video. Turn the ignition on. Engage reverse. So as you can see, the connection speed is pretty quick. It probably takes about 1.5 seconds from the time you engage reverse to connect. So that's a lot faster than those wireless cameras work. Well, the ones that I've tried anyway. So this can easily be used as a reversing camera because there's no time to wait around for a connection. So everything works really well. So that's another successful installation completed. I also see that there are parking guidelines on there as well. So that's an extra bonus. So that's how you can make your reversing camera in your car wireless. This is something you can try out yourself if you have a wired reversing camera already, as it should be compatible with a lot of other cameras as well. Just do a test with your camera first to make sure it works before pulling the entire car apart. I've also tested this device out with an AHD camera, and it worked perfectly. I'm not going to be testing out the camera I'm using any further, but for what it costs, it looks good enough. The customer asked for this camera to be installed as he didn't like the look of any of the other cameras, so I think he will be happy with the result. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video or found it helpful, then please like, share and subscribe to the channel, where you can watch even more videos, which I upload every week. And I hope to see you all in the next video.